Hello again. I told you I'd be back. I am here with the second installment in this series. If you are lost and don't know where you ended up, this is Movie Deputy Reviews, and I am the one, the only Movie Deputy, which is why occasionally I do end up missing some days with some of these. But I can promise you the content is always worth it. So if you haven't done it already, please be sure to click those buttons so that you always get the latest and the greatest Movie Deputy content, which I think is, come on, it's me. Does it get any better than that? I am not all that in a bag of chips, but I do bring you reviews in a way that you definitely won't find anywhere else, because the way that I want to talk about these reviews and the way I want to talk about these movies is I want to pretend like I'm sitting here talking with my best friend. I want to describe the movie to you, but I don't want to give it away because I hate spoilers. You don't ever have to worry about spoilers with Movie Deputy. I hate them with a passion. So that is one thing you don't ever have to worry about. No, of course, Deadpool 2, the movie we are talking about today, is of course getting a guilty rating as well. It's Deadpool. Are you really going to expect any less out of that? No. That being said, you're probably wondering score-wise. Now, I probably floored you with the score that I gave the original Deadpool, an 8 out of 10. Now, the score on this one is probably going to shock you equally as well. I'm just going to go ahead and let you know, but I want you to hang around for the review because this one, it's not going to be what you expect. And with Deadpool 2, I gave it a 7.75 out of 10, and I will get into that a little bit more as I get into the review. But I want to, of course, share with you the original review that was up on moviedeputy.com. And as always, if you want to read that review, it's going to be below the podcast in the description there. It's just under the little heading says original review. And the original review was, of course, 300 words or less on the website, and the podcasts are nowhere near that. But I do try to keep them short and sweet to keep your attention and to keep going with that. And so here we go. Our favorite foul-mouthed superhero is back. This time, his focus is the F word. It may not be the F word you're thinking of, though. No, don't get me wrong. There are plenty of F-bombs throughout the movie, but come on, it's Deadpool. Would you really expect anything less? Wade and Vanessa are making plans to do something, and before they can, something happens that changes the entire story for them. Now Wade just wants it to end, but his mutant abilities won't allow that to happen. Try as he may, he seems to have a purpose that he can't figure out. With help from some friends, he will find his purpose, even if that means a lot of sacrifices along the way. To make matters even harder, Cable, a super villain, superhero, that kind of, you got to kind of figure that out for yourself. But Cable is trying to impede the process to intervene for the future. This story piggybacks well off of the first movie. I must reiterate that this is not for kids. This is not a family-friendly story. It's an absolutely hilarious story that is so wrong for all of the right reasons. Coming into this expecting anything less than the profanity and violence that you witness on screen is a disservice to the movie and yourself. So come at your own risk and be prepared for everything that is existentially Deadpool. Again, I don't know how I could say it better other than that, but those are my own words. That's the review that I wrote. In this one, I never give spoilers, and believe it or not, there's people that haven't seen this yet, so I'm not going to spoil what these big points are that I'm referencing, even though that this came out in 2018. Well, Wade deals with the loss, and he's dealing with something, but he has to find the strength to carry on, and in doing so, it brings him some new friends, some new family along the way, and it definitely changes his priorities. Now, this movie is going to kind of go all over the place, and it does lose a little bit of the magic, just a little bit. That's why I knocked the score just a quarter point from the first one. We don't get any less Deadpool at all. I mean, we get 100% of that, but the story is broken up because Deadpool is not the focus for the entire story the way it was in the first time. But with the new characters that we meet and the new people and the X-Force that are part of this. Now, you may be familiar with X-Men, but you may not recognize X-Force. Now, you'll have to kind of watch the movie to understand what all that's about. But it's important to understand what's going on in this movie, to understand at all kind of what's happening in Deadpool Wolverine, the new one that just came out. And it's just, you really need these movies. So if you haven't watched these in a while and you're getting ready to go watch the new one, sit back and watch these. I think they're on Disney Plus, and it's just you'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll laugh until you cry, honestly. And you may gag at a few scenes along the way. These are bloody, they're gory, they're intense, but they're everything they promise to be. Honestly, if you expect anything less out of a Deadpool movie, you're doing a disservice to the movie and to yourself. It's like that truly, that's an iconic line in there that I put, because it fits it so well. And who are these other people that I'm referring to? It's like we've got Cable, we've got some of these other people, we've got the X-Force. I can't tell you who they are without ruining it. And then there's a certain special somebody in this movie that really helps Wade, aka Deadpool, through a lot of stuff that he's going through. But in order to see it to fruition, the sacrifices that have to be made are there. How do I want to put this? I'm trying to think how to word it without spoiling anything. They will test him to his limits, not only just the character, but the actor as well. Why am I making it a point to say it like that? Well, again, you're going to have to watch it to figure it out. But like I said, I'm giving it a score of a 7.75 out of 10, though it is a very guilty rating on that. So it's just intense in everything that it does, but it is just existentially what it is, and it delivers on every level. Again, if you are sensitive to stuff, or if you are easily offended by language or content, stuff like that, this is not the movie for you. I mean, there's plenty of other movies out there. But if you appreciate this type of humor and you just need something to get out of your own head for a while, I mean, come on, we all get there. And if you just, like I said, if you just need to get out of your head and you just want to laugh until you cry, these are the movies for you. The Deadpool, Deadpool 2, Once Upon a Deadpool, and of course now Deadpool and Wolverine. So yeah, these are worth waiting for. Now, like I said earlier, be sure and click those buttons, because later today, the review of Once Upon a Deadpool will be going live. So that will be 2 in one day. So you got to be sure and check that one out. And as always, I will be back soon. So until later, bye-bye.